Here. What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. May 17th. We are trying to wake up. Get these other lineups from the early. The games haven't started yet. Hope you guys had a good Friday. My little lazy flex card didn't work. It didn't work. That's what you get. What's funny is the cuter card that we were working on with the Max Myers strikeouts and pitch count for McGill, like that was on that was hitting. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this easy money, but it's all right. I rolled over the chalky money into more chalk with the Cubs stack and Gunnar Henderson last night. So hopefully we get that Wrigley win game doing things. Badly. Yeah, I keep putting Cedric Mullins to second out of habit because that's what it used to be. So today we're gonna. I don't think there's a reason. Like, I don't think we need to discuss any more of these early games since the slate's already started. Unless you guys think we should. You guys are working on it, but I had all the projections and everything set up for the early, so the premium members were taken care of. Some wind in that Baltimore game too, by the way. Yeah, we weather boosted, bro. We were on point. Okay, we were here. Just slow, just loud, just slow, loud. Dude, imagine they still had Nate Lowe. Today, like most Saturdays, a little bit more laid back. Cadillac Jack. Gonna input those games. Andy Diaz, no DK price? Why did that happen? Just gotta, I don't know. All right, whatever, man. Jesus Sanchez, William Hicks. Sanoha. Who do you see when your eyes are closed? What up, Cujo? What up, J3? What up, Nicreasy? You got some of that Wilma. Middle name Balls Fit. Last name Flores. Yeah, three bombs. Jeez. That guy did his thing. All right, let's get the. All right, there's some random afternoon 2-gamer. No, that involves the Orioles and the Marlins. No. Wait, what? I'm confusing. Game Express, but what time's the main? Oh, this is Express slate. Oh, so they, what? Okay, main slate starts at 7:05 Eastern, 6:05. It's all okay. So this is two. All right. So this Express slate. two randoms. So let's call it the DK middle. And let's get it in. We're by the way, if you guys are watching baseball while we're chilling, let me know if 1 through 4 of the Cubs do anything. I'll show you what we'll be sweating today. BCA, Suzuki. I just full stacked the Cubs last night. I don't know if these went up, but I took these last night when I saw the wind. I was like, these should probably be high. Like, I would almost take these normally. So I felt like the wind juice hadn't pressed on the PrizePicks scores yet. And then I took Gunnar Henderson before the coach got fired. And he is, every time I have played Gunnar Henderson, he has screwed me. And I was like, no, I'm due. You get Jake Irvin, you get the freaking Nats bullpen, you get the wind. I need it so bad. So yeah, so if you see some goodness out of the Cubs, let the homie know. Shout out Cubs. All right, Andrew McCutcheon, Brian Reynolds. All right, so the first game we're gonna actually talk about is the Pirates and the Phillies. And this is part of an obscure 2-gamer. Dude, I almost typed Horowitz, like Barry Horowitz, and then I was gonna tap my back, and I don't know if anybody got that one. Connor Falefa, Carmen Majinski. When I looked at the slate yesterday, I didn't realize there was going to be this many games on there early. I might have redid the start time. I don't know. I thought, like, there's games at 3. Like, why wouldn't that be the early afternoon? I don't know. I don't know how they're making their slates, bro. I just thought we would miss 2 games, we can go live and start ripping. And then when I put the slates in, it was like there's a 5-game slate in the morning, but only 2 games. Like, only 1 game was at the Yankees at first, and then I don't know. What are you gonna do? Zach Wheeler taking on the Pirates. A little bit of win there, but no matter what, Zach Wheeler is going to be the top of your interest ranking on this 2-gamer. Might get O'Neal Cruz back, but it's still a beatable Pirates lineup. This is so weird. Whatever. 3.3 run total for the Pirates, 5.9 for the Phillies. Phillies, by the way, second in the interest ranking. Little wind boost to right. So your lefty pull hitters, Kyle Schwarber, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, getting a little bump. What's up, Ayo? Gore was under-owned last night. Yeah. Dude, low-key, Gore was kind of lucky. Low-key. The Orioles had like 13 hits, right?
Great at bats, a home run to right field, and now a line drive right up the middle.
Sorry.
What a shot in the arm that's going to be for the Yankees, and then that's the...
My Yankee game audio started up. Yeah, let's put that down there. Jorbit Vivas got 2 on here. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the 5th. No outs. Griffin Canning in a pinch. This is your Jimmy John's Jimmy Jam of the day. The pitch. Strike one. Dean always says preparation is key to success. Just try to check out the slates the night before. Yeah. Usually, if I can help it, I update the spreadsheet before bed. That's when I saw the wind in Wrigley and went and checked the fantasy scores on PrizePicks. The fantasy scores on PrizePicks is usually the softest to attack there. It's not really a market that they can steal from. And the night before, you see some pretty good value. All right, Vivas. 0-2 now. Jordan Vivas swung on a miss on a down and in breaking ball. All you kind of hope for here for Vivas is to not hit a double play. Didn't really have much interest in the Pirates here. We'll matriculate on to the next one. Ooh, spits on that one in the dirt. 1-2 now. Vivas trying to claw back into this one as we get the Reds. In my older years, the Cubs and the Reds logo annoy me. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, opposite field, drifting, foul. We're gonna do it again. Red Suitor pitching for the Reds. The 1-2 swung on and missed out of his helmet. Sit him down. The former Uber driver and back to the dugout, but that's going to turn the lineup over as Big Ben Rice makes his way to the box. Ben Rice had the day off yesterday. Today swapped seats with Trent Grisham. And what a major impact he would make right here with one big swing. And he drifts that one foul. 0-1. Guardians with a 5.3 run total. Reds with a 5. So a lot of implied offense in this one. A little bit of wind boost here as well. And two pitchers that look pretty beatable, but mainly the Guardians pitcher looks the most beatable. Oh, and Ben Rice shoots that one oppo, but it's gonna find a glove. Oh man, Griffin Canning going through the gauntlet here. 2 on, no outs. Now 2 on, 2 outs. But mama, there goes that man again, Aaron Judge, stepping into the box. Let's go Reds. I think they have a flatter stack chance. And then we'll go Guardians with J. So this is the Barry Bonds decision, right? You got a base open, 2 outs. Walk Judge. We'll see if they do it. I don't think they will, but they had a meeting on the mound. Otherwise, they would have just put up 4. All right. Really not much to see here, but on a 2-game slate, if you had to pick 2 pitchers, I mean, good luck. I don't know who your SP2 would be on this one. This looked like a Fanduel slate. Zach Wheeler and good luck. I guess, man, I guess there's a little bit more strikeout results in, I don't know, Slade, but yeah. Swung on a miss, breaking ball down and away, gets Judge for his first strike of the at bat as the Reds lineup has been confirmed. TJ Friedel Espinal, Ellie, Hayes, Lux, Steer, Will Benson batting 7th, working his way up. Ooh, that one's high and tight. 1-1 now. He's the best player on the planet. And Judge, he grounds that one slowly. Third base, throw to first in time. Yankees strand 2 with no outs. That, as Joe Girardi would say, it's not what you want. All right, let's move over to the main slate. There's really nothing to do on this slate, guys. This is an offense-only slate, other than Wheeler. You're spinning the wheel, making a deal on that SP2. You really are. Took LA to homer yesterday. Nothing. Yeah. Oh, speaking of homers, I gotta get the home run odds in this sheet. Speaking of homers, let's open up the Chicago game. That's what we need.
He's been passionate about no fees and minimum contract.
Capital One advertisement. I don't get none of that money. Fetch it. Home run odds. Fanduel, make a deal. Daddy. In the wheel. The freak. What? Huh? Where did I just click? What do you see when your eyes are closed? Baby, I can tell you it's you for me. Judge was not plus 650. There's this. Oh, that's the live odd. Okay, we'll take that out. Of course, the Cubs blowing me. Tucker got on. All right.
Yesterday and
Jesus, stop doing that. Sorry, guys. Let's get main slate going, and then we can actually get some pitcher projections in for this main slate and start getting prepared. My typing today is not it. Probably because I'm not fully awake, man. Last couple streams I was up for hours before we went live. I got up earlier today to update lineups, then went back to the couch for a nap ski, man. I didn't go to sleep like 6 a.m. out on the town. Fun times though. Ronel Blanco pitching for the Astros today. Mother. Tyler Mahle pitching for the Rangers. Rangers a 4.5 run total. Astros 4.3. It's a good day in the world when the Astros aren't favored at every game. even better when like it's average teams like the Rangers. It's just good to see their reign of bullcrap over. I'm not mad. I'm not salty. I'm just a hater. All right, so my first interest, I want to say Molly, but this is weird because Molly only striking righties out at 15%, and this is a righty heavy lineup, and he's getting lefties out at a higher clip, and there's enough innings here. And then last year we didn't have much to go off of that make me wonder. So pre-flop, I like without looking at the splits, Molly sounds fun because the Astros have been rough, but he's not generating a ton of strikeouts in this projected Astros lineup. Not a ton of strikeouts to be had, so he might be fool's gold at 9,600. And then Blanco inversely at 25% K rate. Oh, I thought Judge was gonna dive in the crowd right there. I was like, no, don't, but don't. I'll take that K rate. Just kind of like foreshadowing on the slate. We got Nick Pivetta, tough matchup, but high upside matchup. Pablo Lopez exists. Zach Gallen's gonna be the lock of the century. Gallen should be like 11.5K. Kershaw. So there are some names at the top worth clicking. Maybe it's not as like studded as yesterday's where pre-flop we're looking for double barrels, but Blanco at 7,800 against the Rangers, there's definitely a ceiling worth chasing. Nice little double play. Let's go. With 20 plus fantasy points being a reasonable range of outcome. The Rangers feel like they've been breathing life a little bit more lately, and Blanco certainly has some blemishes, especially with power versus lefties. A low ground ball rate as well. But the lefties the Rangers are offering are not Corey Seager. The memory on the spreadsheet is making Jock Peterson maybe look better than he is currently. Evan Carter, I like. But man, I'm there on Blanco. And then I'd probably, if I'm not gonna get to Molly, I should probably consider cherry picking some Astros. We saw a Walker bomb yesterday. Maybe Isak Paredes can get into a little trouble, but I'm just gonna leave it at Blanco for now and kind of go from there. Yeah, Rockies need a Rockies tax for pitching, but also just like especially on like good pitchers, you know what I mean? Like Zach Gallen, like it's one thing if it's some random nobody, but this whole, or you should at least be the most expensive guy. It's just bad. All right, let's move on to the next game here. Oh, you know what? We got to do productions now. Oh yeah. So let's start with Blanco. So Blanco K rate, gonna give him a 25er. Molly, dude, I think I gotta dip more into the seesaw here with just Caratini. I'm gonna give him like a 16.5. Walk rate here for Blanco, 10%. Molly, $8.5. See what Vegas has on these outs. 17.5. They kind of got a pitcher's duel implied here. We'll give them both. We'll give them both two points. If you're ever wondering what that means, is this is for Fanduel. There's a QS column, and I always hand input this. I don't really I don't know, some of this stuff is formulated, and then some of the stuff I like to have some hands on. So I put in the outs, and I put in the quality start points. So the quality start points is 4, and then you get the win points as well. So a lot of times my projections come out a lot more conservative, but it just feels a little bit more volatile to give somebody 4 or 6. So like in this case, Molly, and we look at the Vegas lines, both guys are favored to go over, especially Molly, which would give him a strong chance at the quality start. But I guess you could say this is more of like a gut input for me. If you are using this for DraftKings, it doesn't matter. This is strictly for the Fanduel column. This will not affect the DraftKings projection. And then in the DraftKings projection, I don't have anything to compensate for a win implication. So when I throw in a 2, it's just a little chip towards a quality start, and a little chip to maybe getting a win as well. So for like the aces, like if Zach Wheeler was on this slate, I'd probably give him a full 4. But Blanco and Male, just giving them a little crumb, but not the whole plate. Or MLB. Yeah, I don't know what I've told y'all what I think about that situation, as far as like in a weird way, I think they're making the smartest business move, but I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think they just suck at running a team. But that division is bonkers. You're not going to have a shot at that division for 5 years. So why not be the worst team in baseball, save money, and stockpile picks? But I truly don't think that they're doing that on purpose. I feel like that should be what you're doing. But there's just no incentive to spend money. People are still going to Coors, still drinking, still coming to go see the away teams. But from a competitive fairness and balance standpoint, yeah, it sucks. And tanking in sports, I feel like it was a real controversial topic a couple years back. That's really what reset the Astros. They were one of the more obvious tankers in the game. But yeah, it's a rough situation to judge from the outside. But it's certainly shifting the balance for gambling in DFS. And it's so wild how inverse it is. Years ago, Coors meant something, and now it means who's pitching. It's so stupid. In my opinion, the resolution long term to prevent tanking is to get rid of division playoff format. And I don't know if we're ready for that. I feel like baseball is still pretty regional. There's still a lot of division rivalries. Oh, high drive. Cody Bellinger, that ball's back. Still going back. Tied game. Griffin Canning lets one over the wall to Cody Bellinger's uppercut swing. And Juan Soto can just watch it. But yeah, baseball's still pretty regional. I don't know if they're ready for that, but at the same time, baseball's been pretty progressive in the last couple years, changing stuff, speeding up the game. So we might be closer to top 10, top 12 teams, top 15, you know what I mean? Like Eastern, Western Conference, something where it isn't like what we got right now, where the NL West is just incredible. And one of those good teams in the NL West is gonna get screwed. We've seen it in divisions recently where like a 500 AL Central team makes the playoffs, but a 10 game above 500. You know what I mean? Something like team in AL, something like that, where a team gets screwed. Where that's the only thing I can think of that might shift the balance. There's no sport more questionable than NBA. It's literally like WWE. Even had Tatum fade us off with Brunson at an event. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. Halliburton. Yeah, it was Tyrese. Hey, you guys might remember back in the day, Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone were in a wrestling match with Hulk Hogan and DDP at Road Wild in Sturgis. Did we get this projection set up? We did. Okay. But I don't think NBA's. I feel like NBA is the hardest to fake if that's what you're playing. I think behind the scenes there might be some stuff. But this it's certainly a show. Like they might manipulate who goes where, who gets what. But I don't think it's fake. I don't think. I've certainly seen some UFC fights that I wondered if we're. Gonna head over to Fenway here. The Green City Connect jerseys. I gotta be honest. I don't like the Red Sox. Didn't hate those jerseys. I didn't hate them. Would I wear them? No, I wouldn't be caught dead, but didn't hate them. I think on Tuesday, I want to rebuild my setup. Maybe I should do it on Wednesday. No, we stream every day but Thursday. I was just thinking how hot it feels right now. I'm not putting up with this all winter, dude, or all summer. Give me a freaking. I think I'm gonna tarp off a section in the living room. Double ACs. Get it going. Oh man, Griffin Canning absolutely imploding right now. Volpe, and excuse me, single to right field. That's gonna put corners on for the Yankees. Only one out here, bottom of the sixth. As JC Escarra digs in. Grant Holmes taking on Giolito. Holmes has some decent case ups. So this is not quite Chris Sale versus Garrett Crochet. So we might see some more offense in this one. And both teams essentially have 4.8 to 5 implied run total. Yeah, even so, like in baseball, I feel like the baseball picks are not as, how do we put this? Maybe they're getting smarter lately, but it's not like football and basketball where the top 8 guys are cool, everybody else sucks. Baseball gets pretty elaborate. I mean, there's so many. But like I said, I feel like the Rockies are doing the smartest thing, but they're not doing it on purpose. They're idiots stumbling into what they should be doing. It would be really fun to see a smart ownership go out there and employ like an analytics team to actually build a team. Like everyone hates on the Yankees because of their short porch, but if you put some pieces together, build a team that's based on half of your games, your dimensions, put a pitching staff together that's not curveballs and sliders, you know what I mean? Like actually develop. It would be fun. It would be fun, and it is very possible. And you can go moneyball a team that could take advantage of your park and do well. Obviously, free agents. It's weird because Colorado Everyone who's over 40 has once thought about moving to Colorado. Like, it's a nice place, but you don't see free agents going there. But man, I think if you could get some solid, quality start pitching, you're not necessarily gonna get yourself an ace. But there was a time where German Marquez was feared. Back in the day, Ubaldo Jimenez, didn't he win a Cy Young out of Colorado? I don't know if he was with Colorado when he won it. I don't know if he did. I feel like he was in the... He did throw a no-no. I don't know. Somebody would have to fact check that for me. But it's just like, it's not hopeless. They can make something work. But in the short term, the Padres, Dodgers, D-backs, and Giants they're just daddy. And the Dodgers ain't going nowhere no time soon. So if if I woke up tomorrow as the owner of the Rockies, I would petition for the end of division playoff. You can keep your divisions and maybe reward the winners, but after that, I don't know. ECA 2 RBI single, let's go. All right, so he hits. We need Suzuki Tucker. Tucker really only has to draw a walk, and then we need a Suzuki bomb. And then Michael Busch 5.5, do a double, hits that, right? I'm gonna go offenses here. I think I'm gonna go Braves. You say so, dude. That guy is such a glitch, man. In a weird way, Ian Happ getting injured might be like the GOAT thing for them, because I don't know if Ian Happ could waltz right back in and take back the leadoff spot. I think Grant Holmes is somewhat interesting, but it's extremely risky. Let me hold off on that for a minute. But I think his near 1-in-4 K rate could play against the bottom half of this lineup. But man, this is some high ISO, high OPS to get through at first. So let's go Braves and Red Sox. And looking at the power allowed here, 2.6 home run per nine to righties. Bucker popped up, dang. Bregman looks really nice to get by Holmes's K rate and put one over the wall. Dude, on MLB The Show, people have been leading off PCA for since before the season started, and I was like, yeah, why don't they do that? But now they will. It's just such a crazy... He'll be like a legitimate threat to be an MVP. He might be in the conversation this year, but Ohtani exists, so that's the thing. But like any other season where like you don't have Ohtani and Judge, man, PCA is a problem. Kind of like a left-handed Bobby Witt. What up, Max? Yeah, Ubaldo was a problem for sure. And that's the thing, you don't need to go get yourself... Oh my god, DJ almost had himself a day right there. You don't have to go get your aces that are gonna get 15 strikeouts. Be cool if you can, but build a team around the park. Go load up on velo sinkers and stuff like that. But even it's not impossible to go get some K guys either. And Greg Holland was a monster in their bullpen. It's actually one of the best relievers in the league for a stretch. And then as soon as that happened, he went and got a contract and sucked. So what are you gonna do? All right, Holmesy, let's go. 24% K rate for him. 11% walk rate. I might flip this, man. Red Sox looking juicy too. And this might just be a coin flip. But both offenses look really solid here. Toledo 20.5. Walk rate 9. 8.5, 15.5 for outs. You got to get like confident pitchers that know I'm gonna give up runs, it scores, and they just keep attacking. And you got to have an offense that can go blow for blow. And that was the thing. The Rockies used to have an offense that would give you a shot at 8, 9, 10 runs. Charlie Blackmon and Nolan Arenado, Trevor Story, Carlos Gonzalez. Put out some punchers, man. Let's go. You went into Colorado, you were brawling. Let's go to the Brewers. Hey, and Twins. And the Rockies are easy to root for from a player fan base. I like their commentators, man. Luis Torres leads off with a single to the left. And Booney's coming out to get Clark Schmidt. GG, 6 innings in 3 straight games where Clark Schmidt probably left him out 1 hitter too long. But that's what you like to see in a post Garrett Cole season. What am I doing? Royce Lewis, Bader, Deshaun. Pablo Lopez pitching for the Twins. Twins lineup is also confirmed. Brewers, the Brewskis. Twins got a 4-run total. Brewers 3.7. Yesterday, no Barnett. Jesus, no Buxton, no Correa. This is a less upside version of the Twins lineup, but wasn't enough for Chad Patrick to make us look smart, right? Today, Pablo Lopez and his near 28% K rate takes on this Brewers team that is just limping along here. So even their golden boy Jackson Chourio has hit a skid and has since been demoted from the leadoff spot or the second hole to the 6th spot. Is what we saw yesterday. Let's see if that keeps going. But yeah, Brewers are in a rough spot. So we're gonna go Pablo Lopez, top of the interest ranking. Twins with just a 4-run total against Tobias Myers, who's a extreme split guy. A lot of stuff allowed to lefties. Trevor Larnach in the leadoff spot is about the only thing that would kind of stand out against those stats. Otherwise, his ground ball rate and his ability to hold righties at bay so far might help him out, but we must mention he's got elevated xFIP to both sides of the plate, so these results for righties may not last long with his 4+ xFIP. So I think in a weird way we can get some, let's say, Twins substack. Like it feels weird going 5 deep on this lineup. This is like a spring training September September lineup, but there's some fun names, but I'm just gonna stick with the Substack. And And then the Brewers, man, my goodness. Kind of a shame. Let's get to our 28% carry rate for Tobias, or for Pablo. For Tobias, we'll go 15. Oh my God, I hit the soundboard. Sorry. Walk right here, all. Go 4.5. Tailor-made double play ball. There's one. Oh, only gets one. Mark Leiter. The ball wasn't fast enough. 28% walk rate to lefties, by the way. Don't think that's gonna sustain. Well, let's give him enough tax at 12%. Pablo 17.5. Let's go check out Tobias. 70, 80 pitches. So I'm gonna give him a 13.5 outline. And then we're gonna give Pablo 3 towards that QS. High drive, deep left field. Oh, past Jason Dominguez, backed up by Cody Bellinger, and that may not look like much in the box score. Oh, he's out. Oh my God. Cody Bellinger, guys, y'all got to see this. That is, check. Please be out. Otherwise, this play doesn't matter. Yeah, he's out. Oh my God. Dude, that was like Jeter flip, but the outfield. He's out all day. Dude, show the outfield play again. All right. Hits this ball over the head of Jason Dominguez, and it hits the wall. It's going to come back on him, but Bellinger's there to immediately catch it, find the cutoff man, and then get the runner at home. Cody Bellinger. That was clean. Otherwise, that would have been really ugly. They're reviewing it, but it looked like it was good all the way around. They just spend money in a dumb way. Ian Desmond Bryant, yeah. Chris Bryant was definitely, I don't know. Like in a weird way, it shows that they spending money. And Chris Bryant, the fall from grace has to be studied. But yeah. Dude, that play got me hyped, bro. That was awesome. Cody Bellinger, man. All right, we got this projection in. Let's move on to the next game here. Speaking of the Rockies, sorry if the mic sounded weird when I screamed. I need to get a new mic. I don't know what I did to this one, but somewhere in the last 3 months, I can't get it to sound like it used to sound good. But now it doesn't. What are you gonna do? German Marquez. Guys, there wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago where German Marquez on the road was like, lock it. Homie had it. And now he doesn't. Like, I was wanting the Yankees to make a play for him. But that's what I'm saying. It's not impossible for for good pitchers to thrive in Colorado. But yeah, I don't know. Whoever his agent is certainly probably could have shopped him. Yeah, Lighter's more amped than I am off of that. That was awesome. 3.3 run total for the Rockies. 6.5 for the D-backs. I think yesterday we saw that the roof was going to be open again. Oh, double roof. Yeah, open. And it is 90 degrees up there. We're gonna give it a half a point boost. They don't need to boost much more. It's already a 6.5 run total against this team, but we're gonna go Zach Gallen, D-backs, and this is probably it is getting annoying with D-backs and the Dodgers lately because they just keep looking so good. But yeah, that's what we're doing. D-backs and the Zach Gallen out of this one. Say something a bit. Chalk is just, yeah. Too young to remember Mike Hampton? Yeah, I think I am. I do get to run into some legends playing video games. Let's see, Mike Hampton. 2010? Not that long ago. .1 WAR. Little lefty. 4.06 ERA. 1.42 WHIP. Had 2 cups of coffee in Colorado. I need these other cubbies to come through for me. Pull up. 12% K rate for Marquez. Are you talking about Marquez? Is there? Yeah, I don't know, man. That season where he was like the most elite non-course pitcher, his agent should have been able to get him some money, dude. You can con anybody. %. Zach Gallen. Let's go 10.5. All right, Marquez outs. What are we thinking? 14. We'll give him 15, and we'll go 18. 15, huh? I'm gonna give Gallen 4. That'll be enough for the blanket on the win. I mean, technically, I could give him 6, but hardly ever gonna give somebody 6. If there was a spot, it'd be Zach Gallen. Gallen does have an ERA that's a little bit elevated, but the expected ERA, the Sierra, all that kind of suggests it should come down, especially from what we know from him. But he has had a problem this year against lefties. Don't know that problem's gonna rear its head today, but if you want to play spoiler, Ryan McMahon, Mickey Moniak could be the two. So if you are on some weird night, is there like a 2-game night slate with, bro, man? No, okay, there's not. It's like it would be a 4-gamer if they split it. What I was gonna say, if there was like a 2 or 3 game slate, you could play Gallen, but also throw like a McMahon or Moniak into your lineup. But no need to do that with 4 or the main slate. So. But that's who I'd be looking at to play spoiler. And then no thank you on Herman Marquez. Yeah, so I'm not gonna make excuses for Colorado. but we said that was 2010. All the like I don't know, we'll go pull up. What was it, Mark Hampton? People were still handing out contracts based on like results and popularity. Mark Hampton, what the heck? Mike Hampton, I'm stupid. So they gave away a contract 5.4, 6.15, and go batted ball here. Actually, let's go look at pitch types. Fastball, bird ball. This right here seems like a problem. But yeah, back then we were drafting Billy Beans, you know what I mean? So I could forgive almost any team's bad contract from more than 10 years ago. Now there's no excuse, unless it's like a known gamble on like a starter. Otherwise, you should have some information. Make an informed decision. Gas was almost $4 12 years ago. God dang. Gas is like $2.30 to $2.40 where I'm at. It's nice. Talked to a lot of out of towners lately coming into town from like Cali. They're like, this is normal? Yeah, this is normal. Take some of this heat back. All right, let's get to the next game on the dock. It's going to be the Mariners and the Padres. This one is a little bit of fire and ice here. Because the Mariners are good. But there is some strikeouts in this lineup. Now, I will say this. The memory on the spreadsheet goes back to the beginning of last year. And at last check, the Mariners weren't striking out as much as this year. I still honor the sample size. Because you just, you want to account for streaks and strength of schedule, opposing pitchers. Like off the top of my head, I can't think of a ton of major aces against the Mariners. So I still keep it, but it's an observation. But Nick Pivetta throwing baseballs for the Padres against Emerson. It's Herbie. Gonna be at the top of the interest ranking. Then we're gonna go. I don't know where we're gonna go, but Pivetta 28% K rate, both sides of the plate. You look at this lineup since the beginning of last year. They do strike out quite a bit. They do have some bats you're scared of for sure. Like I said, their offense is good, especially this year. They've been a top 5. And when we split their K rates, so the spreadsheet's giving us an aggregate 24% K rate, and this projected lineup since the beginning of last year. Judgy spits on a pitch inside. This year against righties, Seattle's league average 22, so not that far. Does that switch a lot off of the lefties? Judgy swinging down and away. You have not seen Judgy expand the zone like this in a while, but he's just looking to get involved. top 6. Dude, they're actually kind of like coming back up in Ks. Anyway, let's go Pavetta, and then against Hancock we'll throw some Padres, and then I do think a Mariners let's call it leverage stack instead of sub stack in case Pavetta ain't got it, because Pavetta can give up power to righties, and this year he's got just a 0.41 homer per 9 to lefties, but the batted ball data other than the hard contact is pretty similar, and the barrel rate overall is up. So this number doesn't mean as much to me as it would if we saw 2 seasons of 0.4 or whatever. So I don't think he's immune to power to lefties. He just hasn't given up power to lefties so far. And so I do think there's a leverage stack to be had here, but that leverage stack's gonna have to beat the D-backs, beat the Dodgers at the same time. But if Pavetta pulls ownership, which he likely will, he won't be as high owned, I imagine, as Zach Gallen. But there should be enough there that you could start jumping the field if you have some Mariners floating, you know? What's up, Dave? What's up, Larry? Yeah. So down here, life is cheaper for sure. Minimum wage is way lower. Cost of living, I'm not gonna say it offsets because of the minimum wage, but cost of living is definitely cheaper than other places. But you also forget that some of these other places have freaking $20 minimum wage or $20 average wage, stuff like that. And I'll tell you this, sometimes it feels like what I'm saving in rent, I'm paying an electric bill, man. Keeping this house at a tolerable temp for my big old butt in the month of August. Get up to, and I'm just a solo dolo dude in a house. I got friends that they show me their electric bill and it's more than my rent. There's a little bit of an offset, but yeah. For what the biggest attraction to me about this area is just more privacy, less people. You know, you're up in New York, you can't really go out for a walk without having without having like hustlers trying to hustle or just people there, you know. Down here you can get some space, you know where to get some space. And the roads do get congested, but not like New York, man. New York is just different animal. It's literally not even worth having a car if you live in the city. No state tax, yeah. But we don't allow gambling. Not big on the weed either. But not as progressive as you might think. But yeah, no state tax is nice. Makes filing taxes much easier. Soto flies out to the left. Jason Dominguez fighting his son, but he makes the catch. A couple years ago, Fanduel was banned in Texas. So I could only get my fix on DraftKings. And that was like at my peak. And in my peak, I was making a lot of money off of Fanduel. So when they pulled the plug on that, I was like, really had to start thinking about the next play. Like, was I done? Did I have to just learn DraftKings? Did I have to move? And I strongly started looking into moving. And the two options for me were Colorado and Tennessee. Luckily for me, I guess I could talk about. I better not. Let's just say I made frequent trips to a state where Fanduel was legal, reserved my lineups, and play. That's gonna split the gap. Pete Alonso gonna pick up a double. So I didn't have to make any drastic decisions. But then years later, we had some life-changing events. I started really looking at Tennessee because not only was there no state tax, but you could legally sports bet as well, and it just, Tennessee felt nice. And I came so close to pulling the trigger and going over there, but I was like, man, do I want to start over? And then also there's some nuclear plant out there, and I was like, do I want to live next to a nuclear plant? So I didn't, but I came close. Now, if they pulled the plug, I got way too much going on in Texas between wrestling and all their business ventures and family. My son lives here. My son's about to start sprouting seed of his own, so looks like Texas has got me for a little while. So you just kind of learn to love it or learn to deal with it as far as the heat goes. I literally don't go anywhere for like 9 months of the year without a giant towel draped around my neck. And that's a shoot. Like, I'm dead serious. I'll go shopping with a beach towel around my neck. At first people look, I'm already the biggest dude in the room. and then you start seeing the big backs looking at me like, he gets it. Like, that's smart. I wish I had the confidence to walk around with a towel. And that's my hack, dude. You just gotta walk around with a towel. But I think I have a hyperactive sweat glands or something, dude, because I'd be sweating. I think we're gonna go Giants in this ranking here. I think we're gonna go Athletics. Both pitchers somewhat interesting, but let's just leave it at that for now. Oh, we didn't get a projection for Hancock. Let's go 17%. Nick Pavetta, I think we're going 28%. Nashville, yeah, every time I've gone to Tennessee, I've liked what I've seen. Of course, there's parts of Memphis and like any place you don't want to go to. But you just gotta figure it out. And they actually have 4 seasons. That was one of the things. Like, if I move somewhere, I actually want a winner, and maybe you forget how much winter can suck. But I love the cold because I sweat so gosh dang much, and I'm a hoodie guy. Like Taz, literally like Taz, dude. I'm when I was an officer, I'd have to bring 2 towels for my shit. Dude, I was a faucet, man. I don't know. And people thought, like, I also when I wrestle, I come out with the towel. I don't know if you guys have. And I've got custom towels now that say gun show. But the thing is, I like wear that towel everywhere. Not that towel specifically, but like this towel around my neck, dude. That's me literally everywhere I go. Some towel. I don't care if it matches what I'm wearing or not. Everywhere I got this giant towel because my big old butt is sweating at all times. We're finishing our projections, right? Yeah. Chevy 17%. Landon Root, give him a 23.5%. Walk rate for Sevy, 8%. Landon, 8. We'll get our outs. 16.5, 15.5 for Pavetta. Pavetta's only at 16.5. Really? What's going on with that? 81, 91, 81. I guess I'm gonna let them tell it. And then Sevy's at 17.5. What am I doing? What am I doing? 5. Let's give him 15.5 then. My house? You got dang right, Power. Going ham on the 2-game slate. So Jackson, dude, as long as Gunnar Henderson does something, Jay, I'm happy. But these Cubs starting to let me down. It's starting to get to hello. Can we do things? Freaking PCA with 20 though. Yeah, I'm a big old boy. And I was like raised to fight. Which is weird because I'm like the most jolly, laid back dude. But my first real jobs were security and then into prison. Dude, I don't know if I should. Nah, I'm not gonna. I slapped the guy two nights ago actually. And he started, I mean, he had it coming. I don't really know if I should, if I should talk about it, but the more I think about it, man, I don't know. It's probably not normal, but it feels like I'd be putting hands on people more than I should, man. I don't know. I know I told y'all I'd punched this guy that kept knocking on my door for a little crack fiend. Trying to mow my grass, and I let him mow my grass a few times, and I was paying him with Cash App because it's 2025. I don't carry cash. And then he comes back. I mean, he's hard tweaking. I mean, he's got the shakes, everything. Well, and he's like, hey, I asked him to mow my grass. I was like, well, I need my grass mowed. He's tweaking, but I need my grass mowed. And then he starts talking about, you know, he's ready to get paid. So I pull out my phone, like I've paid him every time. And he's like, no, I gotta do cash. I gotta do cash. I was like, well, I don't got cash. He's like, no, man, I need cash. I said, well, now you need to get out of my face. And he didn't get out of my face. So I got him out of my face. And I mean, it's been probably 2-3 months. My knuckle still has a scratch on it from I just gave him a clean hook. And the crazy thing is that guy came back weeks later to mow my grass again. I was like, man, these crackheads are out of control. So I've since decided I'm not gonna pay crackheads. I'm just gonna find some youngsters out here trying to make some dough. Clayton Kershaw's back for the Dodgers. Can I briefly get in how I slapped the guy? Here's what I'll say. If I wanted him in jail, he would have went to jail. But today or yesterday, he graduated college, and this was on Thursday night. And I didn't want to mess up his life. So I gave him a knuckle sandwich, and he apologized, and I left. The crackhead had the lawnmower. I had a lawnmower. Someone stole it. It might have been him. Now I think about it. That's the perfect crime. Steal my lawnmower and then come ask to mow my grass. Kershaw in his last 2 minor league starts, 4 and 6. I would imagine an extreme leash on him. So it might be 4 to 5 innings. The K's were okay. But I don't think it's good enough for me to get to Kurt. I don't know. It's a lineup that can strike out, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't against paying, you know, what they're asking. They certainly undercut the market. But crackheads typically prefer cash, and I don't carry a lot of cash. You know, ironically, today I've got like $100 in cash on me, so crackhead, if you're listening, this would be your best chance. But I'd rather some my grass is pretty bad right now. Usually somebody will knock on the door with a pickup truck and I could see. That's what happened last time. They were like, hey, $40, I'll mow your grass. Here you go. Don't knock again. just finish and leave. Tucker walk and stolen base. Yeah, we need Suzuki to. Also needed Michael Bush to do anything. How deep is that game? Gotta be halfway over by now, yeah. Dude, last year, this makes me sound like I'm just a scumbag fighting everybody, but I actually slammed a guy last year on the pavement at a shopping plaza. And a cop saw me do it. But the guy, he stepped. I don't know what it is. People stepping to me, dude. I don't challenge nobody. I don't talk aggressive, nothing. But he tried to check me. And I guided his face into the pavement, busted his nose. His girl jumped, and he wasn't drunk, nothing. This was middle of the day, 3 p.m. This girl was like, get off him, stop. I'm like, he started it. And they were just like some grifters, man, dirty grifters. And he was trying to run some game on me, but he picked the wrong one. I told him, you need to get away from me. And he just walks into me. So I slammed him. I didn't even punch him. I just slammed him on the ground. And his face got cut up by the concrete. And then this girl, I stopped to get away. There's a cop in the parking lot watching the whole thing, drives up to me. And I was like, dang, dude, I'm about to get in trouble. It was like a movie. His window slowly rolls down and he's laughing. And he fist bumps me and drives off. He didn't say nothing. I was like, what kind of corruption is going on in this city? So the best I could surmise is that I maybe put hands on a frequent flyer and they knew about him. I don't know what's going on here with the Mets. All right, if we can get info on a pitch count for Kershaw to make it worth it, but I think I'm gonna sit this one out. We'll go Dodgers, obviously, and Tyler Anderson, no. He has sunglasses on and everything. I was like, what is going on in this town? Yeah, I don't really, it's not like he was getting a ton of strikeouts in the minors anyway. Nah, Jay, I really don't fight people like that. It's just people will check you and I ain't the one, you know? But I don't sweat. Whenever it happened, when I punched that dude on the porch, I went right back to sleep on the couch, dude. I think I had a wrestling show later that day, so I was trying to get a little power nap. I need to not. I was saying this the other night. When I hit that guy on Thursday, Like, yeah, I could tell he was a prissy rich boy with an ego that needed to be humbled. But one of these days, you're gonna punch somebody that's gonna pull out a gun, and I can't out punch a gun, so I need to chill. But it's just like instinct almost. All right, we got all of our games in, and we're gonna go back and update some lineups, and I guess we can release the projections for the slate. Does Vegas give us an out on Kershaw? No. All right, so I'm gonna go 15 for Anderson. I'll give Kershaw the 15, but I don't think he needs to do it. A Kabonk. Kabonk. It sounds like the noise a cartoon would make. Yeah. What is a Kabonk? Nothing comes up for me, but yeah. Yeah, I don't go around looking for trouble, dude. I just don't back down from it when it looks for me. And sometimes being the biggest dude just means idiots want to try you, especially the drunk ones, man. Like they got something to prove. Yankees are moving. Two in scoring position. 2 out still. Escara. I feel like this is where I bring in Trent Grisham. I feel like Booney made this mistake already, and he's not going to do it. But I guess with 2 outs, whatever. Let's open up the main. Get us our stack ratings. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Guys, did I completely skip the Royals game? I think I did. I completely skipped it. Yapping. All right. Subs. I'm sorry. This is gonna be confusing, but I have to put the Royals game at the bottom. My bad. All this yapping. Do your job. Hey man, you know what, Suzuki, now that I think about it, Suzuki is like really consistent at screwing me when I got some action on him. He didn't do nothing, right? Dang. Oh, okay. Suzuki basically just target. Yeah, and it was a contact pitcher with the wind, right? Sean Burke, 1.5 homer per 9, 15%. So you could chop that in half. I mean, I wasn't splitting the atom on it. I was just grabbing 1 through 4 in a win game with a guy that's going to let you put bat on ball and a 12.5% barrel rate. .7 Rowan total for the Royals, 4.5 for the Cardinals. Both lineups are confirmed. It's going to be confusing for the subs, but I think neither one of these pitchers strike a ton of confidence. So let's go back to the pitcher projections. Let's put Michaelis with a 14%. Noah Cameron. Is Cameron long? He went 6.1 on 79. Yeah, I guess so. 1 hit and 5 walks. Jeez. All right, let's go look at Noah Cameron minor league stuff. 32.2, 38. So he is a strikeout guy if he can get there. 334.1 innings in the minors, 418 Ks. Wow. Um, 29 innings versus righties, 2 homers. That's respectable. 14 walks though. He's having a walk problem. All that at the big league level. 30 Ks. It feels like one of these games he might pop open with a ton of strikeouts. I don't know if it's this game, but do we get a like 3.5, 4.5 K prop? No, it's 4. He seems like a strikeout demon. Obviously, it's, you know, that transition to the majors is the hardest, but over a strikeout per inning in the minors against righties. Last year, 96 innings against righties, 118 strikeouts. 4 might be a little soft if you guys want to gamble on the unknown out there in Kaufman. Outside of Donovan and Arenado, there are some strikeouts that he can muscle through. I don't know that I'm building a case for DFS, but might be a shot. You know, 4 is kind of a low line if he goes 5 innings and can sustain that K per inning. Like I said, the transition to the majors usually pretty rough, but that's some decent K stuff historically. But in his first outing, just a 6.3% swinging strike rate, and he certainly has a walk problem. That boy, Cody. Yo, Cody out here hustling in center field. Let's go. Doing it all. Homer, Robin, people of runs at the plate. We just love it. Love to see it. All right, so I'm gonna go Royals. Michaelis is a contact pitcher against a contact team, so there's really no DFS upside. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go Royals. But as far as like picking on a lefty in this park, there's certainly some power in Win Contreras, Ivan Herrera. Park plays a little bit more neutral in the last 3 years against righties for power. And the Cardinals, they already play in a tough park to hit bombs out of, so I could see it. I could definitely see it. 2,600 on Fanduel looks a little bit better than 4,600 on DK. Get the K rates here. I'm gonna give him a little boost. He's at 12%. I'm gonna give him 16%, but he could get 20%. I just don't want to give him something he hasn't earned. Walk rate, let's go 7%. Cameron, I'm gonna give him a 16% walk rate. And then on the outs here, 15.5 for both. With it. let's get the main stack in. Now we can start adding this slate. So we'll go Texas, Houston, STL, AC. And Twins. Luis Angel Acuna pinch running as the Mets playing some small ball here, knowing it's a matter of time and a matter of outs. For Luke Weaver, maybe Devin Williams. All right, D-backs come in as the top stack, then Dodgers, Boston, San Diego, KC. It's like a decent night for offense. Let's go get our pitcher projections in. Gallen at the top, Pablo, Nick Pivetta, Blanco. And that was before we updated that lineup. And then it gets really ugly really fast. So let's go back and sweep through some lineups that are coming out right now. What up, Cuba? Angel Reese hit a 3. Guys, it is Saturday. We're out here sweating WNBA and baseball. Where's some DJs, bro? I love it though. Pirates lineup still not out. We do have a Guardians lineup. Anyone y'all want to look at? We'll look at the bomb detector too in a minute. J-Ram batting second. Oh, a diving stop, and LeMahieu can't keep hold of it. And that's going to be 2 on for the Mets here, but 1 out. Threatening to turn the lineup over. J-Ram backing up Rich Homie Quan. Great effort. Don't know if he would have made the play anyway, if he could hold on to it. But things might get sticky here, as just one hitter separates Cruz from Lindor. Taylor digging in. We are Naylor, Jones. A lot of lefties, right? No, we should be turning him around. There's a lot of lefties in this lineup, though. Manzardo, yeah. Trying to get him to fish. He does not. 1-1 the count now to Taylor. Splitter. What up, Andy? Top stacks didn't work out yesterday. I don't even remember who they were. They had to be like the D-backs and the Dodgers, right? Or St. Louis a good team to stack with Arizona. It's a tough park, unestablished pitcher. Oh my God. But I guess if you're going to attack Arizona or stack Arizona, you do want to find a way to be a little contrarian. So in the sense that you'll get a low owned. Oh, little cup check there on a. That was a weird. That was a weird at bat. No problem, Coop. All right, bases loaded for Francisco Lindor, but oof, it sure looked like he swung on a pitch that hit him. He definitely did swing on a pitch that hit him. What is that call? All right, crazy spot for the Yankees here. As far as like the stack tool today, KC looks a little bit better than the Cardinals, but I think you're maybe looking for a value stack to fit in the D-backs. So, but the Cardinals come in bottom 6. It's just a tough park, and the pitching staff behind them is not that bad. Man, Cruz ain't got it. This might get real bad here. Oh, this could get real bad if they pass the baton to Soto with bases loaded. Oh no. Oh no. In main slate lineups. All right, we do have a Rangers lineup. Langford, Josh Young. Uh-oh, he's about to walk in a run here. Oh God, I can't watch. Oh, Jock went to the 6 hole. Interesting. Evan Carter, Higgy. Aggregate K rate goes to 22% for the Rangers. Works out for Blanco. 3-0. I mean, you're taking 2 here all the way, and this is a dangerous spot for Fernando Cruz. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. Bases loaded. 3-0 count to Francisco Lindor. Pipes him a fastball. No other pitch you can throw there. That's a 3-1 count. If you take on 3-0, you take on 3-1, and if you throw that on 3-0, would you throw it on 3-1? You might have to. The pitch swung on, but pops him up, and it's shallow. Cody Bellinger with the catch. Runner is gonna tag and be safe. Mets go up 3-2, but you'll trade an out for a run here. But unfortunately, it means the Yankees, if they're gonna win this game, they're gonna have to rally. Verdugo, Riley, Olsen, Ozuna, Drake Baldwin, Ozzy, Michael Harris, Nick Allen. Man, it's kind of crazy they just let Cruz wear that. And now Soto has an opportunity to put an exclamation point on this game. Rockies lineup is out. Beck, Tovar, Goodman, McMahon, Doyle, nope, Al Farmer. Swung on. Oh! But there is a man there. All right. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? Need 1 to tie it, 2 to win it. And guess who is due up? I guess that could have been worse. Bases loaded, 1 out. You only give up 1 for Lindor and Soto combined. It certainly could have been worse. But it's rigged. They want it tied going into Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. Jesus, I can't type today. All right, Rockies lineup confirmed, and it still sucks. You lose Tyler Freeman, Nick Martini. Don't strike out as much, but this lineup just sucks. It's not great. Will Red Sox be super owned? I'm gonna look at. I don't think they'll be super owned. I think eyes are on. I think you start with Arizona as far as ownership, and then you're probably looking at like maybe the Dodgers next. If I can find some ownership from buddies at Stochastic on stacks. Boston came in 4th in ownership. Atlanta's actually 2nd. Then the Dodgers, then Boston, then San Diego. So looking at the bottom, Seattle's pretty low owned against a high owned pitcher. Feels like everything looks appropriate. bottom 3. The Angels, I tell you what, the Angels might be interesting as far as a leverage stack. Clayton Kershaw is kind of unestablished, right? We've seen this Dodgers bullpen get beat up. They're certainly not as bad as the Angels, but in the sense of, you know, Kershaw may not have it. Last year, he didn't look super clean in 30 innings. Could you get some sneaky pop from Neto? So, like that's kind of I feel like if I was so determined to play D-backs or Dodgers or Braves, I'd be looking to find a low-owned team. You're gonna tell me the Angels are bottom 3 in ownership? Wait, I lied. Dodgers are second owned. Then the Royals are third, and then the Braves. Wow, they're letting Austin Wells hit here. I feel like I would have played the Trent Grisham card, but Wells is fine too. Angels could be a fun sub stack for ownership. Where was I getting some lineups in? Actually, I think we got all the lineups that we need. Man, Austin Wells is not seeing a pitch he doesn't like to swing at right now. All right, we can close that out. Open up the main pitcher projections. Pitch report, we pulled that there. We gotta get the bomb detector. Spits on that. Come on, Wells, just get on, brother. Just get on. And let's make this just main slate. Bits on that one. 3-2 to Austin Wells. A base runner means a lot, especially if you can get a man on in front of Aaron Judge. Oh, he swings and misses. He could not lay off that down and in changeup, and that was absolutely going to be ball 4. But here comes Ben Rice. Spits at first pitch, 0-1. I keep putting Oakland. Swings through that one. Who is this? Oh, is that Diaz? Oh man, we're gonna get a Diaz versus Judge matchup. That's magic. We're gonna get a Diaz versus Judge matchup. What you want? Will Smith at the top of the bomb detector. A lot of Dodgers up there. Inside. The Dodgers are peppering the top. Right? Yeah. It's almost comical. Oh, Ben Rice. Oh, man. Thought that was going to bleed into the left field. Now we get Judgy. Yeah, Don, I'm with that. Gallen and Blanco. I don't mind that at all. Gallen, Pablo, Blanco come in 1, 2, 3 in the projections. And Blanco's a little bit more raw talent here. I didn't give him a ton. Oh, that's a strike. Come on, Blue. Looking like the Mets gonna take this one. Oh, Judgy pops that one up. 0-2. Man, that's gotta be a helpless Edwin Diaz 0-2 count, bro. What's the conversion rate on that? Must not be high. The pitch. Spit on that one. 1-2 here. Rangers, yeah, Rangers are having a But and then they're good players like Corey Seager. He's been injured a couple times. 2-2 here, trying to get Judge fishing. This is a great matchup, y'all. This is casual fans wouldn't understand what we're watching in Judge versus Diaz. Literally one of the greatest closers of our time versus one of the greatest hitters of our time. The 2-2. I might get away with this. Oh, fouls that one off. Electric. The 2-2. Judge's made contact with 2 of them. 3-2. All right. I can't put the whole game. You're banned here, but full count. I mean, what a battle here. Yeah, I could get in trouble. I probably should chill, but the clips be on Twitter in like 10 seconds anyway. Three-two. Swung on and missed 100-mile-an-hour. Got Judgy. Mets win. GG's. Astros lineup is out. Get that punched in. Tuve, Paredes, Christian Walker, Caratini, Yiner, Myers, Brendan Rodgers, and Cam Smith. So that lineup becomes more strikeout prone in the bottom. All right, that's where we're at. If you guys got anything else, throw it at me. GG's. Nah, Josh, yeah. I think MLB TV is free today anyway. If you guys want to sweat some baseball and don't have MLB TV. So you know what? I need a new phone, and I hate to change phone numbers. But if they're just gonna have free MLB TV on T-Mobile every year, I might have to get a T-Mobile for next year. There's a ridiculous amount of Dodgers in the top of the bomb detector. Like, ridiculous amount. Like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong amount. Miguel Roja? Where is he projected to bat? 8th? I'm not betting that, but yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That's kind of crazy. All right. So Sundays, we haven't been streaming on Sundays. Although there has been a recent movement to try and get me to stream before lock, but I really don't want to go against the homies. But like, it's like this, right? It would be so informal where I'm just updating lineups and making lineups. But yeah. So we'll be back on Monday at 2:15 Eastern. Tuesday the same. Wednesday's looking weird. Wednesday has a lot of early. We'd probably still come back at 2:15 to cover the night slate, and it would be like today's slate. Thursday, we haven't been streaming in the last couple weeks. It's like there's 4 games on the night slate. Friday would definitely do a day stream. Saturday. I guess we're hitting that part of the year where we're getting day baseball a little bit more often. Interesting. Appreciate you, Andy. Appreciate your power. Hope you guys have a good one. Good luck tonight. If you got anything else for me, twitter.com/Gundecker. Yo, Paul Bishop, 9 minutes ago with the sub. Appreciate the sub, bro. I didn't do a plug, but you guys know the deal. MLBgrind.com. If you want to get in the Discord, you want the spreadsheet, MLBgrind.com. Click premium memberships. There's a week pass, month pass, year pass. And yeah, we are only a few lineups away from getting the slate covered. And let's go Cubs. Let's get Suzuki and Bush holding it down. Y'all be safe out there. Have some fun. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.